Hi, third graders. Today we're on lesson 11. It's page 322 in your math textbook. We just learned about perimeter. Remember, that's the area around the outside. So remember that you have to measure each side and add them up. Now we're going to be talking about area, and area is actually the number of square units needed to cover a surface. So now you're going to think of the inside, whereas perimeter you're thinking about the outside, area you're thinking about the inside. So before we get started, we're going to listen to a little bit of a song, and then we'll go over the rest of the lesson.
It's the year 2060 and you're colonizing Mars. You're about to buy a plot of land, but you have a dog and you want to make sure he has enough space to run around. You also want to build a fence so he can't escape. So first you want to know how big the backyard is, and then you want to know how far it is around. To figure this out, you have to find
the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Yeah, here I am on Mars, trying to find out the size of my backyard. Well, it's a rectangle, right? So what if we cut it into squares of the same size that are 1 unit long by 1 unit wide? These are called square units. Add them all up, surprise! You got 72 square units, or feet, cause that's the unit we're using. Well, who has time to count squares? Length times width is the quickest way to get there. Yeah, that's how you find the area. A nice little formula that'll take care of you. And I need to hurry cause my dog is starving. Let's find the area so I can feed Marvin. My yard is 9 feet long by 8 feet wide. I get the area when I multiply each side. And 9 times 8 is 72. But here's another way for you to think it through. Basically, you take the rows and figure how many square units fit inside of those. Yo, my backyard is wide, 8 feet. So that's 8 rows with 9 square units in each. So multiply the 8 rows by the 9 square units, you get 72. Yep, you knew it. The area, that's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great with the area. That's the space inside. For a rectangle, its length and width are multiplied. And perimeter, the distance around the shape. Just add the sides together and then you'll be great. Now I've got my area for my yard on Mars, and there's plenty of room for Marvin to live large. But now I need a fence, cause I heard the animals on Mars could be intense. So I'll need a perimeter, the distance around my whole yard. How do you get it? Yeah, just add up the length of the sides. 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9's a perimeter of 34 feet. And oh yeah, that's regular units and not units squared. So let's take a look from another angle. To get the perimeter of a square or rectangle, you add 2 widths plus 2 lengths. Here's a formula, don't forget to say thanks. 2 times length plus 2 times width to get a square or rectangle perimeter quick. So let's try it with my Martian backyard. Come on, get ready, y'all. It's not that hard. 2 times the length of 9 is 18. And 2 times the width of 8 is 16. And 16 plus 18 is 34. Now if I could stop Marvin from making a dirty floor. Come on, Marvin. Seriously.
All right, so that had area and perimeter, and that just talked about rectangular shapes or square shapes where you can use those formulas of length times width. So if you do see a regular rectangular or square, you can use that formula, length times width for area. However, if you can't, then like it said in the video, it's all the squares that are inside covering the space. So when you have different shapes, like you do here, it's how many square units are going to cover up the space. So here you just count up the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the area is 5 square centimeters. Now it wants to know what the perimeter is as well. So remember, perimeter, we're adding up along all the outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the perimeter is 10. Or you could think 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 equals 10. So let's look at this. The area, again, remember we're thinking of the inside, so how many square centimeters are covering up the inside? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the perimeter, we're adding up everything along the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 centimeters. You can also look at this picture here. Since this is a square, we can try to think of area either as counting up all the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And remember, that can be a little tedious like they said on the video. So if I did have a big square like this, I could just go 6 times 6, length times width. 6 times 6 is 36. That is a little bit easier than having to count up all the squares, but either way you'll get the same answer. So here it says to cut out centimeter squares, use them to cover each figure and find the area. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is actually use your geometry packet for this, since you can't write in your book, and then you can just draw little squares on your page. Now, the only reason I'm going to write in this right now is because this is the teacher book, but please do not write in your textbook. Only write on the geometry packet, but you don't need to cut out centimeter squares. You could just make the squares like this, 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 and this, and then that way I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 square centimeters is the area. So again, what you can do is just draw in the squares. Not in your textbook, I'm going to say that again just so we don't accidentally do it, but in your geometry packet. Alright, so you need to do 1 through 3 here to find out the area, and then 4 and 5 it says to use grid paper, or you can just use your graphing paper, draw a rectangle for each area and perimeter. So draw a rectangle that has the area of 6 square centimeters and the perimeter of 10 centimeters. You can just count one of the squares in your graphing paper as 1 square centimeter. And then here, area of 6 square centimeters, perimeter of 14 centimeters. So you're going to need to figure out, okay, well, what is a rectangle that would equal 6 for the area? So I have to think, remember, length, since it's a rectangle, I can think length times width. So blank times blank equals 6. Well, what are my only two options? Either 1 times 6 or 3 times 2. So I'm going to have to figure out which one would have the perimeter of 10. And the way that you can do that is draw the rectangle both ways. So if I had 1 and 6, or if I had 2 and 3. So both of those have an area of 6, right? But which one is going to have the proper perimeter? The perimeter is supposed to be 10. Well, I'm going to add up all the sides, 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 6. Well, this one is going to have a perimeter of 14, so that's not right. What about this? 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. 5, 5, 10. Okay, so that means that this is the correct one that I was supposed to come up with, okay? So that's how you are going to do number 5. I basically talked through number 4 with you just because I know that can be a little bit tricky, but then I wanted you to make sure you understand it. So go ahead and try to figure that out with number 5. Okay. Then what you are going to do for your must do is go over here. Number 6 says to make an outline of your hand with your fingers together on centimeter grid paper. Count the squares to estimate the area of your hand. So I would do this on your graphing paper. You're going to put your hand down, you're going to trace it, and then you are going to try to estimate. So it's okay, doesn't have to be exact, but you're going to count up all the squares inside your hand to come up with the area of your hand. And then I want you to do number 7 and number 8 as well. 9 and 10, those are can-dos if you have extra time, and then you're going to take a picture of this and upload it to Google Classroom.